Just like baseball. Baseball actually started from...
Yo, Bouzos!
Yeah, I do remember that one.
What do you want?
I just wanted to say, you've been a great part of the podcast, man. I mean, whispering on the mic every episode, always saying thanks for hanging out. I wanted to reward you.
Am I finally getting paid for this shit?
Close, but I got you this.
There's not even pizza in here!
Buddy, give me 20 more episodes and I might slip you in a pepperoni on the next box. My pepperoni. Excuse me? Good talk. See you soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 5. This is going to be our second take because we did have a first take, but unfortunately my son Tanner, I see you over there, fucker, stand over there, decided to push the record button and stop us early. You believe this fucking kid? Sit your ass over there.
Good throw.
But welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here. We're big chillin'. How you doing, Bouzos, Papi, Fortnite Pro?
I'm alive.
For those that are wondering, I did put Bouzos Papi up for a little challenge. I did challenge him to actually be able to talk into the mic and hear himself. Because as you guys know, this last 4 episodes, Bouzos Papi does this crazy thing to where he unlocks his true secret serenading skills. He likes to whisper on the mic. So during the clips and the editing process, it kind of sounds like I'm yelling, and it sounds like he's like 4 rooms away from me. So now we're trying to make it seem to where we're both kind of on the level, because Bouzos Papi is not used to talking on the mic. He's just used to talking on a headset.
Yeah, and hiding from the universe.
But only way to combat that is to be on the podcast. But yeah, we're halfway through 10 episodes. I'm happy. Any new life updates from you? What's been going on?
Nah, nothing much. I'm here. I'm ready for this next episode.
Nice. Well, something new that's been going on with me. Been growing out the hair. Been growing out the mane, Been nice. But I always say that, every time the hair grows out, I think I tend to get more creative. So when that happens, I feel like the only thing to do when you're creative is to slide in them DMs.
Finally, after months of me egging him on.
Got to hit up a girl, just kind of be like, yo, what's good, ma? Whose hair you trying to pull first? That nice shampoo conditioned mane? Or this Thomas Jefferson signing the Declaration of Independence cut? What's up, ma? Dale, mommy. But, right. But what I wanted to talk about on this podcast, on this episode today, is something that a lot of people can relate to. I guess if you're above the age of 16, unless you steal cheese from the government, everybody's had a job. The classic 9-to-5 grind. You ever see those memes to where it's like the grind don't stop and it's like an AI SpongeBob that just has like a bunch of scruff on his face?
Yep.
Are those like that? Man, I tell you what, worst thing about jobs, one of the worst things I think, is when you get no sleep prior to the shift. Like, especially motherfuckers who are like construction workers, bro. Can you imagine that? Like, having a late night shift, having to go home for like 3 hours just to come back to do more labor. I respect construction workers, man. And then on top of that, these motherfuckers got to take shits in porta potties.
Oh, yeah. Nah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
That has got to be awful. I don't even like taking shits in porta potties then. Like, I feel like when I'm inside a porta potty, I feel like I'm getting kidnapped. I have this weird fight or flight response every time I'm inside a porta potty. Like, I always feel like it's going to flip over or something wild. Yeah. If a porta potty flips over, man, I would rather die than have a porta potty flip over me. Right? And you too, man. You take hours on the toilet, bro. I feel like waking you up to get ready and you go into the bathroom. I feel like you taking entire vacations, bro. I always say, Bouzos Papi, I gotta wake this guy up 30 minutes early to do anything because he has to go through his makeup routine. Got to do this, do that. But hey, that's probably why he's the Riz Lord.
Perfection takes time.
Perfection does take time. But yeah, no. What I wanted to talk about today, I guess, provide more insight to what we did last time, was the 9-to-5s and the job grinds, right? So let's start off by taking it all the way back, taking it back to our youth. What did you want to be when you were growing up?
Back when I was just a young lad.
Just a young lad, yep.
So I swapped around a lot. I think the number one thing was a NASCAR driver. Just because I used to have a lot of toy cars and stuff, and I played with them all the time. So, and the number 20 car, I believe it was like the Home Depot car. And
Bouzos Earnhardt.
Damn, I think it was Tony Stewart was the driver at the time,
Damn.
or the one that I most remembered.
Oh, you had
Maybe.
favorites. Did you watch NASCAR?
Yeah, I used to. Whenever I was allowed to, I would try to watch NASCAR.
When you were allowed to, your parents wouldn't let you watch NASCAR?
Let's just say I got my video games taken away all the time.
Damn, were you a bad
So-
kid, bro?
Depends on your definition of bad. Did I want a game all the time? Yes. But yeah, no. NASCAR driver at the beginning, or just like a race car driver in general. For some reason, I picked NASCAR over Formula One. I don't know. Maybe I didn't know what Formula One was at the time.
Formula One just sounds like steroids for babies. You know, like baby formula.
I'll take that Compound V though.
Take that Compound V, bro. You'll be on the bench doing 25 by 6 months.
What?
Anyways,
Oh.
continue.
Oh.
So a NASCAR driver, yeah, no,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, and then when I got introduced into sports, especially baseball. Baseball was the number one thing for me. Huge New York Yankees fan. Yeah, best team out there.
We all know a real New York team's the Mets. Keep going. Mets and the Jets.
Anyways, a baseball player. Yeah. Just because I used to play baseball so much when I was younger, and I loved the game, and I would try to play baseball outside as much as I could. Mm-hmm. For a very brief amount of time, also I was on a team, and then I just couldn't do it anymore. And then we moved, and so
Damn.
and then I kind of grew up a little bit earlier, so I kind of I got reality smacked a few times.
That's crazy. I never really had sports things, but like on top of that, like sports fame, stuff like that, sports comes with the fame. But like, with like baseball, right? You got to go through like camps, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I always wondered like how do you get famous doing NASCAR?
I
Like,
don't know.
I feel like it's like the equivalent to like, on the streets, like, for people finding porno actresses, they're like, oh yeah, this girl looks hot. She could probably be in a film. Like, I feel like they go to like a gas station and find the ugliest white trash looking dude and be like, hell yeah, brother. You trying to drive for NASCAR? Like, how do they get famous? I wonder if they have to go through like the same type of clubs or something, but it's like, I don't know. Didn't NASCAR start off of like the cops chasing bootleggers or some shit like that? That's what I heard. That's how NASCAR started in the South. Was they would make fast cars and they would purposely go into police chases and try and outspeed the police.
I didn't know that, man.
Motherfucker, you wanted to be a NASCAR driver? I thought you'd know the
look up
origins.
the history of that. I just wanted to be in the race. Plus, I was 5, 6 at the time.
Just like baseball. Baseball actually started from slavery.
Yeah, I do remember that one.
I was just fucking with you. I don't know if it did or not.
Way back then. It was back in the 1700s.
I'm just
I don't
joking, bro. I don't know where baseball started, but
I just went with it.
you said, yeah, I remember that. Oh, I'm sure.
Surprise, guys. I'm actually 5,000 years
Oh
old.
my god. Okay. So that's very
Multiverse.
interesting. So you wanted to be a sportsman, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm assuming there was a point in time to where it was kind of like you realized, oh man, maybe this isn't for me, or maybe like your moment where you're like, fuck, I can't do this, or I don't say you can't do this, but like you didn't fully pursue it.
Yeah.
At that moment to where you didn't do that, like how did it feel? Like what was the experience like when it was like your moment to where it's like, maybe I don't want to do this, or or unless you would still do it, but like what transpired through your mind at that time?
So when I finally realized that I just didn't have I couldn't put in as much to it, to first of all the skill level, the time, possible costs even that go with it.
Yeah.
I just didn't have those kind of resources. It's like that wasn't the thing for me, I guess. So it took me a while to get over it. Like I was pretty sad and depressed about it because it was always there in the back of my mind. I may not always see it right out the gate, but then it's like, okay, well I got to figure out something else to do. Mm-hmm. And then I still follow baseball to a certain degree, And It's just like it's in a good way though. I think I put in as much as I could have at the time, and I got the enjoyment I wanted out of it, and I still do in my own way. I get to just watching MLB.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like you tied it to childhood memories. So there's no like bitterness, like, oh man, I wish I could have done this, or like those memes where it's like I could have went pro, but I hurt my Achilles or some shit like that.
No arrows to the knee. Nah.
Well, unfortunately, with my story, never really did sports, this and that. I was only a try-hard in high school sports. I wasn't even on a sports fucking team. I was just a try-hard in the PE class.
This guy's the one guy on the track.
I am. I have my name up there for the Fitness Gram Pacer test because I completed it like 6 or 7 times. I love the Fitness Gram Pacer test. I feel like you should at least be able to complete it for you to graduate with a high school diploma. I feel like that should be the final test. If I was a PE teacher, that's what I would do. I'd be like, you want an A or an A minus at least in my class? You're gonna have to finish the Fitness Gram Pacer test.
Well, I'm out of
so
there.
So this man's failing my fucking class.
Looks like I would be in high school forever.
Oh shit!
Because there's no way in hell I'm past that. 65 is the highest I ever got, and I thought I was dying.
That's wild, bro.
I couldn't.
65 laps or 65 slices of pizza, cheese pizza.
If you give me 65 slices of pizza, let's just say I'm gonna be the happiest kid in the world.
Yeah, clogged arteries, fucking.
I'll take it.
Cardiac arrest in the hospital, bro.
It was worth it.
Oh my god.
You could probably still cut it out of me or pump it out of me, whatever. It's gonna be actual like little bits of pizza,
just
and
grease
sauce.
and blood. Oh my god. Oh god.
Yeah.
But no, that's interesting. I think that's really cool that you found like your own way to still like it and pursue it and stuff like that. Have no bitter feelings toward it and just link it toward childhood. So you accepted reality for how it is and just how it is. Because I feel like sports, even the people in sports, it's a very short career you have. So you got to make the most out of it
right
within the time, especially physical. I think something like NASCAR. I don't know what the age is for NASCAR. I'm sure they probably old drivers.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've heard, they have some drivers that go into the 40s. Like,
They got fucking senior citizen NASCAR, bro.
I don't know
It takes them twice the fucking length to do it.
You're
They got
sitting
stop
there.
signs and fucking red lights there.
Whoa.
So that's cool. I feel like I'm still pursuing my childhood dream. I feel like I'm still going at it. When I was a kid, it was weird. Like now it's kind of like getting to the point where there's a lot of stuff that's kind of getting blurred from my childhood. Like I'm starting to forget things because it's been so long ago. You get that weird type of. You don't get that?
Getting old, man.
I am getting old. Tender age of 26. Got to start looking into retirement. Sugar mamas hit me up. Was good.
Cashing in the 401k. Let's
you
go.
already know shit. But yeah, no. Just playing video games and just being a kid. I don't know, going to parks. Back when kids would go outside.
Yeah.
I am old. So I remember it wasn't until I was like 6 to 8, around that age. I was at my mom's house. I remember this memory vivid because this is like one of those, like my origin story. Watch Kill Bill, first one. You ever see that movie?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
We gotta watch that. We gotta add that to the list for the food palooza. But yeah, no, I watched that and there's a specific scene in there where it's like a fight scene. It's like a fucking like 7-minute fight, 10 minute, like whole ass fight scene of just like samurai kung fu shit going back and forth. And it was wild. I'll never forget because it gave me some type of feeling to where I'm like, this is like the hairs on my arm are sticking up. I'm like, this is fucking cool. And I'm like, I want to be able to do something cool like that on a screen and have people react to that same type of way or just be able to enjoy some type of story that I made. That was the one thing that like really propelled me to be like, all right, let me try this out. See what it's like. Because obviously people are on, it's like one of those things where it's like everybody likes entertainment type of thing. So I don't think entertainment will ever be a dying media's type of entertainment. Mm-hmm. So I remember after that, I told my parents that I wanted to start making videos and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget because my dad, he bought me this thing at the time. It was called a Flip camera. Pretty sure it was called Flip. But the whole thing with it was this camera, And what you would do is it was like an iPhone camera before the iPhones. So it had the recording button, and then it had the zoom, the little shitty zoom on there. And the cool thing about it was at the time, now mind you, this is like 2008, 2009, was if you press this little thing on the bottom, it would like flip out a USB. So you could just plug it straight into the computer and upload the video clips.
The whole thing, just
The whole thing, yep.
wow. Okay.
Yep, so I was doing that, fucking around with Windows Movie Maker.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Windows Movie Maker. I it's funny too because I thought I was so badass when I was finally able to figure out how to put music on my videos.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember I did this one video one time. It was called man, I don't even know if I can say it. Fuck it, I can say it. It was called Dawn of the Retards. I had this series. It's called Dawn of the Retards 1 and 2, and I did a training montage for the second one, and and I put Eye of the Tiger on there. And I just thought it was the most badass thing.
Okay.
And that just kind of transpired into what it is today. I mean, I went to high school I went to like a special magnet school for media. Went to college for a bit for video, and still like it. I mean, I still like it. To me, it's still fun. It's weird though because now I feel like it's gotten to the point now to where I feel like it's such a big part of my life and my personality to where if I'm not creating something, I get fucking like borderline depressed. Like it's wild because that's the reason why I dropped out of college was because I'm like I'm there. I got bored because it was just kind of like, man, I know this stuff because I went to high school for it. So they're teaching us like basic editing shit like that. So I was like, if I drop out, I gotta make a promise to myself that I always have to be creating content to prove to myself that I don't need college to hold my hand into the shit.
Gotcha.
So that's why I'm always consistent with content and stuff like that. Because I feel like when that day comes to where I turn into another one of those people who say, I'm a content creator, and then you go into their shit and they haven't like released anything in like fucking 9 months. Because to me, if you're a content creator, you're always creating something.
Right.
Nonstop. Unless you're at like a fucking high enough status to where you can drop something once every couple of years. But even then, I don't know, man. My hot take is I don't respect those artists who drop one thing every like 3 to 5 years, no matter if you're big or small. I feel like you should always be doing something. Always. But I mean, that just goes to my work ethic. Yeah. You'll never see dust on these fucking mic stands, bro, because the day you see dust on these mic stands, it'll probably be my 13th reason.
I don't get it.
Bouzos, Papi, were you fucking alive in like 2018? Never seen 13 Reasons Why on Netflix? I never seen the show.
Yeah, no. I heard of the show, never watched it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I never did either. It's just fucking complaining teenagers, the whole fucking thing.
That is exactly why I didn't watch it.
I remember seeing like a short snippet of it, and I'm like, this is what the hype is about? It's just teenagers.
Nah.
Fuck you.
I don't care.
But yeah, no. That's what I want to do. Still pursuing it. I don't see myself not pursuing it. And at this point now, it's just, I mean, I see why a lot of people give up on it very easily because it's a lot of give with no reward. The return on investment takes fucking forever unless you're like an overnight success, which is rare. But I don't know. It's just something that I feel like I've put in so much of my life into that to me, it would just be pointless to give up. And I mean, I'm not making a lot of money, but I feel like just even making a little money is gratifying. Let's just keep pursuing it. Obviously going in the right direction if there's some money being made compared to no money. Right. Because, passion doesn't pay the bills, but hell, ad revenue does. So make sure you watch this the whole way through. but yeah, no, that's my origin story, man. I just did that, stuck to it. I tried other things for a while. I tried making duct tape wallets.
What?
Yeah, duct tape wallets. Basically, this trend. I forgot you didn't live in 2010. It was like this trend where they would get cardboard and then they would like get tape. You would tape it around and people would make like tri-folds, quad folds, this fold, that fold. That was a whole trend for a while. Probably still is, but I don't see it as much anymore. People would sell this shit for like $5. I tried making one, but I don't know, man. I'm never good with arts and crafts. Like I can't even draw a straight line for shit. So didn't really do that. Video was my medium. I can draw a straight line on film. That's about it. But yeah, no, hopefully, this will turn into something. And we can stop working our 9-to-5 jobs, which brings me to my next topic is working with family.
That is.
What do you think about working with family? Because to me personally, I tell you my whole spiel with working with family. I don't mind it. It's good if you don't have anything lined up, but I think working with family is like the equivalent to like when a family member gets you a job.
Okay.
In the sense of like, I feel like there's more pressure because it's like if you get fired or something from that job, or you leave a job, right, with people that aren't your family, it's rare you'll ever see those people again. You do that shit with family, especially if you leave on bad fucking terms. Oh, you still got to see those people eventually. There's no
Christmas
turning
time.
back. Yep. They're in the holidays or whatever season like that. So that's how I feel. I feel like it's one of those things where, you know, people say you keep business and family separate, or you keep business and relate.
Right.
I prefer it that way. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just because my family has fucking works like a goddamn horse also too. So that could be it. But yeah, but I've never had a situation to where I've gotten like shunned in a workforce because of like some nepotism shit where like you only got this because of that, or some type of thing.
Me, I don't like to mix those two together. I have worked with family in the past. That extra pressure, plus I don't want my name. Like if something happens, I don't like my name being tied to somebody else.
Yeah.
Plus, especially if it's my fault, you know. That's the main thing. I don't want like if I fucked up, then I don't want to take down two ships when just one could go down.
No, most definitely.
And then also personally, I like to know that whatever job or whatever it was is not because of my family. It's because of me. So it's that part too. Yeah, just like you said, you know, if something happens, then
I remember. I'll expose this story, I guess. One time I worked with family. Well, actually, there's been 2 times where I've actually worked directly with my mom. One was she had her own restaurants. Like she owned had a restaurant. Yeah, like a whole cafe, I think.
Okay.
Cafe type of thing. I was a server there. I was a dishwasher there. I remember there was this one time I was a server there, and then somebody left a Yelp review. They were like, some along the lines of like, what was it? It was like, I came in expecting to just be a mom and pop shop, not an episode of Hell's Kitchen, because I guess my mom was straight fucking like yelling at me. And I was like, so you can only imagine what like working with my mom's like. Yeah, she would fucking hound me on that shit. But I mean, I was a stupid teenager, so makes sense. And there was a second time that I worked with her. I was a little older at this time. I was probably 21, 22. And I had this job with her. She worked at a casino restaurant. So this was like not a restaurant, a casino cafe. And my job was like a food runner. So basically what that entailed was I would come in the morning into the kitchen. I'd clock in. And then they would bring up pallets of food. Pallets that were probably, you know, like excluding the pallet size, it was probably like stacked up maybe 4 or 5 feet worth of just like boxes and shit.
Wow. Okay.
And it would be like, you know, for the food for the week. So on the weekdays, you know, I'd probably have to unload 4 or 5, maybe like 5 to 6 pallets by myself.
Okay.
You know, it entails just putting salt and pepper away, putting the meat away in the freezers, the walk-in freezers of the fridges, which would suck when there'd be a lot of freezer stuff because it's like, you know, go out, you go hot, cold. I'm like, fuck, man, I'm gonna get sick. Never got sick though. I feel like that built up my immune system. But on the weekends, on Fridays, I'd have to do like 10 to 12 pallets because they'd have to get ready for like the weekend, stuff like that. So it's like there was a shitload of things. And I remember, man, every Friday I'd get my fucking ass swamped. I'd get destroyed. I remember like every Friday my mom would text me. But that woman, she will send pictures to show you where you fucked up. So like I'd just be chilling on the bed, I get a text message, I'm like, shit, here we go again. I look at it, and she's like, make sure you put the old spinach in front next time. And I'm like, God damn it. So yeah, my working relationship with family is just getting yelled at and getting text messages off work. But it's a good experience. Good experience nonetheless. I mean, hey, I will say one thing. Even though my mom has yelled at me, she has helped me make a lot of money in the process. So shout outs to her. But yeah, she is very, very work-centric workhorse. And I think that's where I get some of the ethic I get now is because of that. If I have it my way, I would rather get a job on my own over having to rely on family to get me that job. Okay. That's spicy. You know, we talk about families. Now let's talk about dating, but not dating family. We're on some inbred shit. That's your NASCAR bullshit you're talking about, the whole inbred dating family. Let's talk about dating.
Wait, what?
Dating in the work field. Dating in the workforce. You know, we're just gonna. How do you feel? How do you feel about that? Like in terms of like, you know, dating and dating in the work field, dating your coworkers, shit to that extent.
For the longest time, I've been, you know, just kind of heavily against it. Especially just because when things go bad, I don't want to go into a workplace, have to work with somebody who I don't want to see or talk to,
Right.
or they don't want to see or talk to with me, and it's just it creates a bad environment. Especially when you have to talk to each other or when everybody has to communicate. I try to avoid it, especially because I also don't like my business being out there.
Like, you never dated anybody in the work field?
No.
Have people come up to you?
Yeah, I've been approached before, and people have told me they're interested. I'm just like, no.
Now, let me ask you that, like, on that basis. Is it awkward after they tell you that and then you tell them, like, no?
No, I'm pretty blunt about things.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't want that, and I don't want you to feel like that either. You may say that you don't, but you know, everybody has got a bad day, and I'm sure it's gonna come up.
All it takes is one bad day.
Yeah, all it takes is all it takes is one bad day, and I've worked in positions where that one bad day I've seen it happen. So,
Oof, that's rough.
So,
Damn,
it's just
that's wild.
It's like one just sideways. So,
Most definitely.
as I've grown older, though, I've considered it. As long as we're professionals about it, you know,
Yeah.
I'm slowly coming around to that idea.
I've always been an advocate for it. I never see anything really wrong with it. But I feel like it takes people who are emotionally stable to do that. Problem is, motherfuckers are rarely emotionally stable nowadays. So it's very hard to do that. The way I see it, you're there 5 days a week for about a third of the entire day. That's 1/3 of the day, 8 hours, right? So you're surrounded by these fucking people, right? Again, I think it takes two very mature type of individuals for it to work out that way. My biggest fear hasn't happened to me, but my biggest fear would be like you ended off bad with somebody and then they get promoted and they end up being your boss.
Oh no.
See, that would be my ex. Actually, I worked directly with my ex. She was technically my boss, I guess you could say. She got me the job. We were already together, but she got me the job. And I would help her make lesson plans because I was a social worker for a while.
Oh, what?
I was legitimately a social worker for a while. Well, with like more like little kids. I would go to their house or we would go to like a park or something like that, and I would they would have certain like stuff that they needed to work on, like I don't know, like ADHD. Sometimes they would have manic episodes or psychosis, shit like that.
Right.
And I would have to, I'd have to just it was basically just like hanging out with them, but kind of like doing activities that would like, I'd have to talk with them about their feelings, this and that. It's a cool job. Yeah, if I didn't want to. Dr. Kauzum, yep. Except if I was a doctor, I'd probably want to be a gynecologist.
All right.
Nah, just kidding. I'd be a urologist. Show me that glizzy, bro. I'm joking. I probably wouldn't be neither of those. I would, I don't know what kind of doctor I'd be. I don't know. I don't like fucking with broken bones or shit like that. I don't know if I'd be a doctor, but working with the mental be great. So I'd be an A1 gaslighter. I'd know how to do it properly. No, I'm just kidding.
Adding fuel to the fire there, man.
yeah. But instead of videoing, instead of like going through seminars and like stuff like that and not dating, they're like, don't date. I feel like companies should accept that and provide tips for that. Like, hey, make sure you don't fucking bone a crazy bitch in the workforce. And if you do, make sure she doesn't tell anybody. Which I feel like, I don't want to be sexist here, because, it could go the opposite way. Because, you hear horror stories about, a woman hooking up with a man, and then this and that makes her life miserable. So it does go both ways, both sexes. Not saying just women are crazy. It's just I've never had a male relationship in the workforce, so I can't attest to that. But yeah, no, it's just it's stuff like that. You just don't want drama where you work, man. Yeah, my dad said it best. It's never a good idea to shit where you eat.
Yeah.
I just don't listen to my parents. There's been multiple times where I've shat where I eat. Because, I think my shit don't stink. I feel like it's like I eat a lot of spaghetti. So, it's like an Italiano shit. The gabagool. The gabastool. Oh, my God. But, yeah, no, there was this one time where I dated my boss's daughter.
Whoa.
Yep, straight up went to her house, picked up her daughter. It's like, sayonara, see you later. That was a weird date. That was a wild date, wild time. I found out that there was somebody out there that can ignore somebody better than I can. So that's why it was never awkward, because we never really talked to each other. We kind of just ignored each other after that date. It was crazy. Which I'm going to say this. This is my unpopular take right now. I love the silent treatment when I get that from women. Because a lot of people are like, oh, why is she ignoring me? What did I do? She's just playing hard to get. Oh, God. I see it as, I don't got to listen to this woman talk all goddamn day. To me, that's a win-win scenario. I can go do what I want. I can do this. I can do that. I can chill without hearing anybody nag or bitch at me. Hey, I love the silent treatment. I'll give it right back. I think the most I've ever gotten in a relationship doing the silent treatment was like 3 or 4 days.
Wow.
To where no word was said to me. I did not say a word. Just went about the day.
Wow.
But once we started talking again, we did take a vacation trip to Pound Town. That is. Ski.
She.
But I gotta take my notes out. I don't like taking out notes in the middle of these sessions. But you had some sort of ACT, SAT like writing prompt for this one. So
Yeah. Hey, hit me up. I got you on the prompts.
Sheesh, Bouzos Papi Professor Pro. Academia Pro. Woo! This man got a perfect score in Rizonomics. All right. So, we're going to break this down. First part of it is what do you want to see, or what did you want to see at your workplace before COVID? So, before the pandemic happened, before we had to wear masks and all look like fucking wild geese, what did you want to see? For me, personally, I think this is a hard question only because I wasn't expecting to be launched into a goddamn worldwide pandemic. So up until the pandemic happened, I just thought this is just how work was. You just go to a building, you just do your job, and you go home. Anything that had work from home attached to it, to me, I thought that was only for rich people. I thought that was only for rich people who are like, I need a secretary or something like that. Like, you ever see those job postings to where they're like in need of someone to like go get my clothes or some shit like that?
Right, like a personal assistant type thing.
Yeah, like a personal assistant. I thought that was as far as like work from home goes, because you're working from home but at another person's home. That, or like if somebody worked IT or something. But it's like before the pandemic, work from home wasn't a term used very heavily. Like,
right.
Unless you were like disabled or something like that. And still, I mean, I still see the disabled motherfuckers working at I see one at Walmart today in the self-checkout line in a wheelchair.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, even the disabled people, man, they didn't even work from home back then too. Shit. I feel like the people who sanitation, I guess, just being clean, that would be the only thing I would change. But I feel like the pandemic helped change that, because everybody was like, oh, shit, I should maybe actually wash my hands after I wipe my ass. Or like, oh, shit, I just picked my nose. I fucking blew my nose. Maybe I should wash my hands right after. I feel like that slowly changed, but I still feel like there's some nasty motherfuckers out there. But that's personally what I think is the only thing, just sanitation. What about you?
The younger me back then was pretty much just after time off, like PTO.
Yeah.
And pay, like more pay for what I do.
Right.
Pay time off, and just kind of like, I didn't really bother with insurance, 401k, none of that.
Damn, you care about the benefits? The fucking free health insurance.
No.
Damn.
Well, I had to pay for that. It was never free for me before.
You were never on your parents' insurance?
No.
Damn, I rode that shit till I was 26. I rode it until I couldn't.
No, I used to dodge healthcare as much
Damn.
as possible.
Big man over here.
Rub some dirt on it. I'll be fine. I'll be
Damn.
okay.
This man Bouzos Papi, bro. He got a broken bone. He gonna fix it with Four Loko.
Hey, I actually saw a new flavor today. There's what was it?
God.
Sour Cosmic
Classless.
Punch, Warhead Four
Warhead
Locos.
flavor Four Loko, bro.
And my God,
Yeah, you're gonna need some fucking health insurance after drinking that shit for sure.
come on, man! Why are you hating on the Four
Gross.
Locos? It gets you where you need to go by the end of the can. Usually even beforehand.
Yeah, I feel like fucking Four Loko is gonna put me in a goddamn jail cell.
Don't just lock your
Okay,
room
let me
door.
ask you this,
Okay.
bro. What type of alcohol is even in a Four Loko?
I don't ask questions like that.
You don't even know what the fuck you're drinking. You just know it's gonna get you fucked up.
All I know
That's
is that
crazy. What if
the
it's like-
alcohol content is like 13.9% in one can.
I'll put it to you this way: I'd rather drink moonshine before I drink fucking Four Loko.
That is heavy coming from you.
Yeah, and I don't even like moonshine, bro. No, I'm sorry,
How
not
many
moonshine.
people actually like moonshine?
Everclear. You
I've
ever
never actually
Everclear?
had Everclear.
Oh, yeah,
so
you don't
I
want it,
can't say
bro. Burn your esophagus. Burn a hole in there.
I don't know. I've had pretty strong moonshine before, so if you can beat that, then
The second part of the question is, what did you want to see different at your workplace post-COVID and why? So now we're in modern day. You already gave me COVID again. Twice. I've gotten COVID twice now. Fucking super spreader over here. Post-COVID world, number one thing I want to see, since I do know, I am aware of the term, work from home now. Actually, it's funny. I didn't get a work from home job until COVID started. 2 months into the pandemic, I got my first ever desk job. And I'm like, wait, you're telling me I don't got to move and I can get paid? Sign me the fuck up.
why didn't
Welcome
we think
to
of
the
this
good
before?
life.
Yeah.
If your job if you have a job that you can work from home, you should just be able to fucking work from home.
Absolutely.
And the people who want to work, give them the option to be in a facility. I feel like it's more the old heads. I feel like it's more for the older generation. They are very, when you're already stuck in your ways and you've been doing it for so long, a big adjustment like that, that's a huge adjustment, right?
Right.
So I know there's a lot of people during the pandemic that were dying to go back to work, like office or, back to where they go, right? So I think give the option, but don't enforce it to where it's like you have to do this. I feel like the only instance to where you should have to do it is if you're just fucking like slacking off, like, where you deserve to go, like
Yeah.
quit
Right.
or fucking go do your job, right? You dumb fuck. Like, Jesus Christ.
You gotta be royally screwing up.
And it's those people who ruin it for the people that like want to permanently stay at home. I feel like is the reason why companies are so like, you have to go back to the office. You have to go back in the office because the number one thing that they cite is always like productivity and the fact that people fuck off too much at home. It's like, bro, just do your job, man. Like, you're already in the comfort of your own home. Nothing beats being able to shit in your own bathroom on your job, like, on your shift.
Plus, you can eat an actual lunch at home.
Right? You ain't stealing other people's food. You're stealing your own food, bro. So that's my only thing is just like people should have the option, especially if you're doing good and you don't fuck up. You should have that luxury to just be able to do it because I feel like sometimes when I want to work from home and I can't, it lowers my morale because I'm just like, why the fuck can I be here? Like the worst feeling ever is like when you have to like walk out the front door knowing that you're walking by the equipment that you can just use to work from home with.
Oh.
That is such a shit feeling. I try and not think about it because I'm like, man, I just want to quit this fucking job. Which, in his angle, you can actually see. That is my station right there. That's the only thing I would change. Just like, you should just have the ability to just fully work from home if you do good with your job. I think that's the only thing I would really change. But I can see why. I can see why they do that because, there's some people that just... I think we as humans naturally are just kind of social creatures. I mean, yeah, there's introverts and extroverts, but I feel like if you're just a straight hermit, man, I don't feel like that's not good for your psyche. I mean, granted, you don't have to go out and talk to people, but I feel like just to walk in the park, just being surrounded by people, even if you're not talking to them for a little while, it's still beneficial to your health. Knowing that you're still kind of a part of a society. I couldn't live in a fucking forest, bro, for my life. I gotta hear shit around me, stuff like that. Because I think, there was a point in time, too, I think when I was, like, in 2020, where, yeah, I had the internet, I could stream and stuff like that. But, like, I felt like when I would have, like, conversations with people and stuff, I would kind of, like, stumble. And I'm like, damn, the psychedelics I took hasn't fucked my brain up that bad. I know I can still form coherent sentences. But like I was finding myself stumbling to where I'm like, damn, I almost forgot how to talk to people like in certain settings. And that to me is scary.
Yeah.
Because I like talking. I can talk someone's fucking head off. That's why we have this show. But yeah, no, I was slowly getting that. And yeah, thankfully now, I think the pandemic is, it depends who you ask. I don't want to get political here, but I feel like we're in a point in time to where we can be more social than we could be 3 years ago and more atmospheres. So, no.
Yep. Actually, work from home was one of my big things too. Yeah, especially when you have to take the same exact steps to connect to do your job.
Yeah.
Whether you're in center or at home. So it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, talking on that same topic, working from home and the whole thing about like the whole argument like that. Do you feel more productive working at home than compared to the office?
Yes. I'll get distracted really easily.
Yeah.
Especially if I got a lot of stuff that I got to keep an eye on. Like, I don't want to be looking up and be like, oh, what's going on over there?
Yeah.
Huh. Or, if somebody's looking extra attractive today.
Hello.
Hey, you look good.
Sheesh.
And I'm like, wait, what was I doing again? Damn.
Nah, I feel that too, man. I don't know. Like me, my brain changes to the environment that I'm in, even if it's just a simple room. I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things where I used to hate having my work desk in my room. Because I feel like you never really leave work when you're laying down and the shit is in your peripheral. For me, anyway.
Right.
I'm like, I got to have some time to where I just have like a specific room to do certain things. Like if I have a living room.
Yeah.
I want to live in that room. Living doesn't include all this shit. When I'm working from home, I don't know, man. I get very, very distracted. I'll be working on one computer, on my work computer, and then I'll look on the other computer. I'll open up Twitter, and then all of a sudden, suddenly I'm using two heads. Don't get me started on the Black Friday OnlyFans sales right around the corner, bro. Hello.
Wait, what?
But yeah, no, I get very distracted. I think ever since the creation of TikTok and stuff, I probably had the attention span of probably an 8-year-old now. Compared to before, I feel like I had more of an... it's weird, because I always thought, like, as you get older, you have more of an attention span to stuff.
Yeah.
Especially, like, when you talk to old people, and they're like, yeah, that was a great movie. And then you watch the movie, and it's just so fucking slow. And you're like, Jesus Christ. Like, you get bored watching it. But it's almost the exact opposite. I feel like I could have concentrated better a couple of years ago compared to now. So it's kind of weird. But, yeah, same thing with, like, college. Like, I would not want to do any college classes online, not around like other classmates, because I would get fucking distracted. Plus, I don't know. With me in school, I got a weird relationship with school. Like, I dropped out of college, but I've never had an issue with school. Like, school's never like, I've never been like, oh, fuck school. If I did say fuck school, it's probably just because I was tired that day or something like that. But I've never had a problem with like school and stuff. And in fact, I don't know. Sometimes I have fun, depending on the class, like English class. I used to probably be my favorite subject. I love me some English.
We must have been taking some very different classes.
I'll be like, little baby, no hablo inglés. But yeah, no, I like... You ever seen that meme? Have you seen that? Oh, man.
What?
Yeah, no. As far as workplaces, what I do want to finish off on is going to be our little complaint segment right here. It's going to be pet peeves in the workplace. All right? I'll tell you what, first, number one thing that pisses me off is when you're in the bathroom at work, and there's another motherfucker that comes into the bathroom and wants to have a full-on conversation with you. I hate that so much, because they want to come in, they'll be like, hey, man, how's it going? Oh, well, nothing much. Currently just got my dick in my hand taking a piss. What's good with you? Like, what? The old heads do that more than, like, the younger crowd. So, like, if I'm cool with the old head guy, I'll be like, yeah, I'm doing good, man. What's going on with you? But it's, like, such a weird, awkward position. Like, thankfully, I've never been in a position where I'm taking a shit and somebody did that to me. Can you imagine that, bro? Like, somebody knows what your shoes look like. They look down and they know you're taking a shit. First of all, if I'm in a company bathroom, I don't want anybody to know I'm taking a shit, low-key. I want it to be as, like, smooth as possible, because if they know it's me, then they're going to get nosy. literally nosy, because they're gonna smell it and they're gonna remember me as like, damn, that guy takes smelly shits in the fucking work bathroom.
It's like, God damn.
Yeah.
Kauzum's tearing it up over
Like,
there.
what the fuck is this guy
Jeez.
eating, bro? I'm telling you what, if I fucking go in there and I see them sandals, I'm gonna be like, damn, this smells like a fucking Airhead 4 Loco shitter. It's got to be Bouzos Papi Fortnite, bro.
Don't hate on the Four Locos, all right? Just don't hate on the Four Locos.
Oh shit! But yeah, no, that's a pet peeve of mine. You have any?
Just the bathroom run, really. Like, don't talk to me at the urinal. Unless we're, like, super cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, if you say hi or something, I'll say hi. That's about it. Let's keep it to that.
All right. Well, I'm about to load off right now. Then, fucking
All right, go for it.
traffic. I mean, that's the first world problem. But to me, if I have to phone and be like, I'm gonna be late because of traffic, I feel like they probably roll their eyes and they're like, wow, this dumb fuck is awful on time management. Let's just fire his ass. I hate being late because of that reason, because I feel like it's such a petty reason that can build up easily. And yeah, I hate when the clock-in system doesn't work properly, and I end up getting fucked out of $100 for a paycheck.
Whoa.
Luckily, I had a cool boss, and they were able to get me my money. Give me my motherfucking money. But, yep, that has happened. I hate when the payroll system gets messed up, and you're a couple hundred short, and they can't fix it until the next pay period. It's like, why can't you just slip me the money, bro? Come on.
Give it to me cash. I ain't going to tell.
I mean, if we're going back into the workplace relationship, people are too emotional when you get into a workplace relationship.
Oh.
Because then you start getting into wild shit, right? To where you invite them over, you break pasta, and you never talk to them again.
You just had to bring that up. Come on. Just leave the pasta alone.
I'm trying to think of bosses. I mean, you ever had a crazy boss?
Not really.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything much other pet peeves. I guess just working in general, which kind of sucks.
9 to 5s.
All right, 9 to 5s. So that is the one message I'm going to leave off on today, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a kid who hasn't gone into the workforce, please go after your dreams while you still can. Do it. If you are an adult that hates your mundane 9 to 5 work life, pursue your passions, pursue your hobbies. Ain't no time like the present to be alive when we have the glorious thing called the internet that you can be wildly successful on. There is a lot of revenue potential, possibility, so execute that. Because I wish if I could right now, at my tender age of 26, I would retire, bro. I would be at the old folks' home, big chillin', with some Mai Tais, that's what they call Mai Tais, with a mixed drink, me and my sugar mama, big chillin'. I wish I could do that, but I can't, not yet, but the day will come, and I will be too if I want to get that money, but that's what it is. But until that day comes, ladies and gentlemen, we will just keep working, fighting the good fight, fighting the good labor, and hoping for the best. So with that being said, I think we're going to end it here. Are we still recording? Thank fucking God. That is episode 5. That is a wrap. Thank you all very much for the last support. We've actually been on a very good streak on YouTube Shorts, hitting fucking straight nothing less than 1.5K views on our shorts. So we've been popping off. So let's keep the love going, folks. Keep commenting here. Commenting wherever you are. Thank you for watching video, or if you're listening to this, thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy it, because we got a bunch of episodes planned ahead. So yeah. That's the message of the day, folks. Thank you all for tuning in with another episode of The Kauzum Effect. Bouzos, Papi, got anything to say before we end this?
No, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys later. Tanner, you stay in that fucking corner.
Tanner was here the whole time?
Yeah, he was hiding behind the green screen.